Hey everyone, happy Thursday. This is Pam with Perfectly Holistic, and I am so excited to be back with you guys. And we're doing something a little different this month. We're doing a live Q&A. So I wanted to just take a time here for a second and just say hi to some folks who are jumping on. So, hey, all of you guys on Instagram, I know I don't get on here as much, and I'm so sorry. Life is a little busy. So I hope you guys are having a great week. Can you guys believe it's June 1st? So summer is officially here. Um, Hey, David. Hey, Walker. How are you guys? And Danielle's here, and K Bell MTBC. How are you guys? We're going to give people a couple seconds to jump on because what I want to do is just give you the opportunity to tell me what questions you have. And let me see if I can give you some insight or some guidance from a holistic health perspective, whether it's behavior, whether it's nutrition, whether it's supplements, detox processes, just general information that might help you help your cat. So, and I also want to know what wins you guys have had this week. So what's been going on? Have you faced any new challenges with your kitties lately? Or have you had some exciting things happen that's good that you want to share? I love talking about wins also. And Lorna's here. Hey there, Lorna. How are you? Thank you guys for being here. Can you guys believe it's almost Friday? Another week has come and gone. It's almost the weekend, and that's very exciting. So, yeah, I also wanted to share something I learned today that I think is fascinating. You know how you find those things, things will cross your paths that you weren't expecting to learn or to find, and they just kind of blow your mind and you're left speechless. Well, that's kind of what happened to me today. I was talking to my friend Poppy Phillips, who I do want to talk about in just a second. But one of my clients was struggling with her cat who had a limp. And I said, you know what? You really need to go to a vet chiropractor. Well, they live out in the middle of nowhere and there is no veterinary chiropractor anywhere near them. And so I happened to mention this to Poppy today. And she texted back and she said, oh, well, you can use homeopathy for, to help with alignments and things like that. I'm like, really? And so she sent me several, and I muscle tested a few to see what would support this particular kitty. And lo and behold, yes, we found one. And I'm so excited because I'm a huge fan of chiropractic work. But in those chances where you just don't have access to something, it's really cool to be able to grab a remedy that can help address something. And she did say that this one particular remedy that she has used in the past. She says there's no materia medica. That's where you go to find all of the rubrics, the indications for what remedy to use and all of that. She goes, there's no actual materia medica for this particular, to support this remedy in this case, but she's used it herself. She's used it in her animals, and it's unbelievable. So I just find it fascinating, and my mind was blown. So that was really cool. So think about homeopathy. No matter what you're facing, you can do a Google search and just go homeopathy for whatever condition you're trying to resolve, and let's see what you find. I also, before I forget, I wanted to just put this out there that Saturday morning, Poppy Phillips and I are doing a workshop on iridology where she teaches us how to look at the eyes and how to interpret what's going on in the eye that can show you what's going on in the body. It's fascinating. It's $35. You register through my website, shop.perfectlyholistic.com under workshops. And then you are going to be sent a private Zoom link Friday night for Saturday's workshop. We would love to have you there because, again, we want to empower you guys so you have information that you can take. You can find ways to support your cat, get insights into, or even your dog. No, nothing against dogs, because we're going to be talking about cats and dogs at this workshop, just reading the irises. It's fascinating, the details that you can pick up, ways to support your pets, things you can actually take back to your vet and go, you know what? I learned about this in a workshop. Poppy is a naturopath doctor for animals, and she is an iridologist. And so she's been doing this for like 20 something years in naturopathy. So she has a lot of experience in homeopathy and natural medicine. So we are super excited to partner up about all of that. So if you want to learn more, go to the link. If you're on Instagram, you can go to the link tree in the bio. If you guys are on Facebook or YouTube, go to shop.perfectlyholistic.com and look under workshops, and you'll find all the details there. So it's still not too late to register. And hi, Laura Lee. Nice to see you. And Erica's here. I'm trying to make sure that I don't miss a lot of people. Thank you so much for popping in. We're taking questions. So please drop them in here. Okay, so Lorna has one. She goes, my daughter's cat has a mass in his chest and is the hospital waiting results. The vet thinks it's a thymoma, a thymoma. I guess that is a mass on the thymus gland. I'm based on where it is and what it's called. I'm guessing that's it. She says he's had an X-ray, an ultrasound, and a CT scan. We're devastated. Any help? Lorna, honestly, I have never heard of that before. So I don't know if I'd be able to be much of help on that particular case. Do some online searching. That's what I would have to do if I were facing that condition. I would have to do some research. You can go to websites like barkandwhiskers.com and see what Dr. Becker writes about. If there's a specific article on thymomas, you can go to PubMed and look at studies on thymomas. We want to figure out what the root cause of that is. If it's stress to the thymus gland, which might be, considering it's probably thymus related. Yeah, I would have to do some more digging. So I'm sorry, I'm not prepared to help you with more information on that. Yeah, I would just get the results and then start your own online research, because you know what, whenever we are faced with some kind of challenge with our pets, it is an opportunity for us to dive in and to learn about why things happen, what causes it, and how to support the body, based on what it's affecting. So there's always a reason something happens, and I just have learned in life to look at it as a learning opportunity. So that's what I would have to start with. So David is registered for the workshop. Yes, you are, and it's going to be so cool. So David has a question. He's finding conflicting information about giving cats vitamin C. Some says it's not necessary. Some say it's beneficial. Couples say vitamin C can have adverse effects. I'm giving Walker C because he was diagnosed is level 2 kidney dysfunction. You know what? Okay, and one other thing. My first raw food order from Viva came today. Oh, yay, I'm so excited. Vitamin C is an antioxidant, and it's a great antioxidant. It can be helpful in supporting healthy urinary tract issues and providing just antioxidant resources for the body. When you get into extensive, like large amounts of vitamin C, you might have loose stools or something like that. In sick cats, it can be indicated as an antioxidant, but it may be contraindicated depending on what the situation is. So I think you have to step back, as always, and just look at the big pictures. Like, what are we trying to address here? One of the most important things for you guys to remember is to know why you're giving a supplement. What is there a weakness in the body that you're trying to support? And if so, does the cat or the dog need that supplement for life? To support an underlying health condition? Or is it something that you can give for a little while and then take a break from it and then maybe pulse it off and on every few weeks or so? But it is a great, great supplement for cats with kidney disease because it does support the a healthy urinary tract system. And the kidneys and the bladder are sister organs, so we want to remember that. Okay, let's see here. And Jenny says Allie's Crew is a great place for cancer stuff and pets. Oh, yes. Yes. I see that a lot. I think I must be in that group. Lorna says I've been looking into it, but not much yet. Yeah. It sounds like it might be rare. Lorna, did they say if this is common? Like, this is the first time I've ever heard thymoma. So I don't know how common that is in cats. That's really the first time I've heard of it, and I've been diving into them for years. Okay, so Laura Lee says, if we sign up for the workshop, will we get a recording? Yes. Yes, the recording will be sent probably on Monday because we're doing this on a Saturday. So I will have my assistant send that out to all of the registrants on Monday after the weekend is over. She'll get that out to everybody. Okay, so David says, yeah, thank you. Just want another expert opinion. Yeah, Jay and Adrian, who are behind Feline Essential that sell that particular VitaCat or urinary cat, they've done a lot of research. It's a great product. So I don't feel like you can go wrong, especially if you know your cat needs antioxidant support and they have kidney disease. So yeah, let's do that. Use some antioxidant supports. Okay. And Marissa is here. Hey girl, all the way from Rota, Spain. So how are things there? It's so nice to see your little emoji. Lorna says the thymoma is very rare and he's only 8. Lorna, did they tell you, is it related to the thymus gland? Is it like a mass on the thymus gland itself? Because that's what I'm thinking it probably is. And did they tell you like what causes it? Is it from like a compromised immune system or anything like that? So yeah, it's on the thymus gland. That's what I was thinking. So Diane says, what is the condition I have just joined? Diane, we were talking about using vitamin C for cats with kidney disease, and how effective, if it's necessary, because, there's different thoughts on using vitamin C with cats and kidney disease or just in general. So that's what we were talking about. So hopefully that helps you. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Oh, she said it could be autoimmune. Okay, well that would make sense. So David says thymomas are rare tumors in cats and are mainly associated with myasthenia gravis, a severe autoimmune disease which causes certain muscle groups to tire easily. Huh, interesting. Okay, and my science brain is thinking, okay, if it causes certain muscle groups to tire easily because it's associated so close to the heart, would it affect his heart? Because the thymus gland is a gland and not a muscle. Interesting. Autoimmune issues are very challenging, and oftentimes vets don't understand why things happen. But there's always a reason. There's always something that our cats were exposed to. Maybe it was even genetic. Could have been genetic, epigenetics. Something they were born with, a deficiency. It could be something from a toxin from their environment or something that they were exposed to through, herbicides, pesticides, vaccines, flea medications, anything like that. If you give too much, it can cause problems in the body and it can affect the immune system. And when the immune system starts to turn on itself and attack itself, then you have autoimmune issues. A lot of times that is a result of leaky gut because the tight junctions in the intestinal walls start to open up and microbes and foods and toxins, viruses, bacteria can cross into the bloodstream on the other side. And that's when the immune system kicks in and goes, hey, wait, we have a foreign body here. We don't recognize that. That shouldn't be in the bloodstream. Let's attack it. So then the immune system turns on, it starts to attack itself. So that can cause, I mean, you got to go look at all the different things that can cause autoimmune issues. So yeah, that could be a very interesting rabbit hole to go down. But yeah, I send you guys lots of love and lots of good energy for your baby. And hopefully they can get him stabilized, because he's so young. He's only 8. Yeah, so best of wishes for a great outcome on that. Hopefully they can and get him stable and turn that around for him. Okay, let's see. Let's go over here to Instagram. Okay, so Diane says, do you know about vitamin B malabsorption? Yes, some. There are, like, if there's a lot of inflammation in the intestines, then the intestines have a hard time. It can cause thickening in the walls, and then the nutrients don't get absorbed into the blood, into the body, through the intestinal lining, because there's blockage. So what happens is cats don't absorb their nutrients, and they become vitamin B deficient and folate deficient and all of that. And it can cause a lot of health issues, including like IBD issues and IBS and just bowel issues in general. So one of the things that you can do is have a GI function test. And there's another one that tests for the absorption levels of cobalamin and folate, to see if that is actually being absorbed or if it's not being absorbed, and then how well their body is metabolizing their vitamins. So that's all I can share based on what you asked so far. Okay, so Laura Lee says, I started Emmett on his silver. Good. My vet didn't tell me how long to give it to him. His next appointment is the 15th. You know, I would just continue it for now, because we're not going to see like major changes in just a week, in cases like that. I think you have to give it a little bit of time. So I don't see any reason why you wouldn't just stay on it for now until she says, okay, I like what I see. We don't need to use it anymore. So that would be my best advice at this point. Okay, so Diane says, my Tigger is age 12 and has this low folate. Okay. Gradual weight loss and very hungry. Yeah, it sounds like there's some GI inflammation. So yeah, definitely do the test to see what's going on. One of the main contributors of inflammation in the bowel is diet. So guys, we want to look at what our cats are eating. If they're eating a high carbohydrate diet, or if they have for a very long time, you can create an environment in the intestines that's very inflamed, a lot of inflammatory tissue. So even if you've switched your cat over to something healthier, that could still be there. And unless you're taking specific measures to help reduce inflammation, it may not necessarily go away on its own. So I'm glad you're getting the test to see just how much she's, is being absorbed. So that's what she says, regular blood at the vet, now giving B12 as a supplement. Yeah. And that's what we have to do a lot of times, is just to supplement with extra B. Sometimes it's a B12, sometimes it's a B complex. It really depends on what the cat needs. Okay, so we're going to go back. Oh, Marissa, she said, interesting story. Since we missed our meeting, we know Obi is protective. When Aaron is home, he will sleep with me like normal. When he's not, he sleeps on the window. And we tested it as Aaron didn't sleep at home because he hasn't been home. Oh, wait. He didn't sleep at home every 3 days since he's home. How do I make him realize we are safe and he is much preferred cuddling with me in bed? You probably need to get an animal communicator to tell him, "Hey, dude, you can go sleep in bed. We don't need a sentry." Bless his heart. He's just trying to protect his home. Or you know what? It could be Marissa. It could be Chili, the dog that you've been taking care of. Maybe he's looking outside to make sure he doesn't try to come into the house if he's still around. And for some reason, he probably feels like when Aaron's home, he feels like, okay, Aaron's got this, and I don't need to worry about taking care of my house. So it could be related to Chili. So that's my thought on that. Okay, so going over here back to Laura Lee, talking about Tigger and the vitamin B thing, and GI absorption. She says Emmett is proof of that. His past kibble diet causes inflammation. Yeah, it does, and we just don't realize how much diet is so foundational to the health of our cats, especially long term. We live in a society that is go, 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 instant gratification. We want things fixed yesterday. We want healthy cats yesterday. We're not very patient when it comes to health issues. It makes us stop and slow down and realize, number one, we don't have control, and that we need to step back and see what can we learn from the situation that we're in. And we have to change the way we think about food and how we feed our cats, because if we're feeding them the biological diet that they're meant to eat and designed to eat, they are so much less likely to develop these issues, long-term, short-term, whatever you might have. And that is it's such foundation. It's foundational to their overall health and well-being. So we have to take a step back and look at how we're doing. If you catch things in time and you provide the body tools to help rebalance things and remove the cause of the stress and help reduce inflammation in the body, that can make a huge difference. Some cats are just very resilient and they bounce back very quickly. Some cats just take time. So every body is different, and so we have to approach that. Our cat is different and may have a different time frame, expectation, outcome than our friends' cats or whatever who are facing the same thing. Oh, that's very cool. So when I worked with Emmett and Laura Lee, one of the energies that resonated with him was glyphosate, and it was coming from the processed kibble food that they had been feeding for a while. No judgment here. I'm just telling the story. So she says, my vet had no idea about the glyphosate toxicity test until you told me about it, and now it's on her protocol. That is outstanding. I wish more vets would look at that. Now it's on her radar, right? So a lot of vets, it's not even on their radar. Some vets, I feel like they don't even know what glyphosate is, and they probably poo-poo the whole idea that cats can't get that in their body. Well, yeah, they can if they eat food that's been sprayed with it before processing. Glyphosate is permeated in our society, in our food supply. It's sprayed on legumes. If you're feeding a grain-free diet that's processed, high-quality pet food, there's a good chance that the legumes, the pea products that they're using in that pet food was sprayed with glyphosate before they harvested it, because that's how they dry it out. Legumes are some of the highest sprayed crops out there, along with corn and wheat and soy. So if your food has those ingredients in it, along with canola oil or soybean oil, soy products, there's a good chance that your cat is consuming glyphosate on some level, because pet food companies are not required by law to test for that substance in their ingredients. So buyer beware. Um, so Laura Lee says, Emmett has not had any kibble for almost 2 years now. So that's how long it stays. Yeah, I will tell you, it does not leave your tissues until you actually take measures to remove them. Toxins are stored in fat cells. Glyphosate is stored in probably all areas of the body, but primarily the intestines, because that's where it's absorbed into as they're eating and go through the digestive process. So, doing simple things like detox protocols and chemical detoxing, heavy metal detoxing, things like that, and supporting the liver so that it can filter all these toxins out and flush them out of the body. That's the key, because until we take specific targeted steps, it will stay in us. And I'm saying us because it's in us too. I have to do chemical detox on a regular basis. I do it for my cats on a regular basis. So, it's just important to do. It's a toxic world that we live in. So just keep that in mind. Even if you don't eat foods that you think have glyphosate, you just don't know. And even if you buy organic food, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that crops didn't have any kind of drift, onto them and get some kind of glyphosate residue on it. You just can't. We don't live in a bubble, farms aren't grown in a bubble. So we can't always protect our food the way we want to. So yeah, I'm so glad that is on her radar now. That's awesome. And it's brought her consciousness to a new awareness of, hey, we have a problem with glyphosate in pets. And we really do. I've seen it in cats who have chronic bladder issues and bladder tumors and things like that, because the glyphosate is peed out in some case, through the kidneys and through the bladder. So it's tied to bladder cancer in cats. So there's a lot of connections that you have to go look for it. You have to go dig, but it's out there. Marissa says, I'll have to see if he goes, wait, I'll have to see if when he comes home, it helps. Yeah. And Aaron is back on the ship, I guess. So he'll have to, Obi and Wyatt will have to take turns doing their little perimeter checks every day. I think it's so funny. I love it so much. So yeah. Great question so far. Does anybody have anything else you want to ask or throw out there for discussion on the table tonight? Have you tried the Viva Raw recipes, the new complete? Let us know how that's going if you have. I think it's very cool to have another option for cats. I've got Gunner eating it, and Aylin still doesn't want any raw food. So here we are. Okay, so Athena says, do you have the detox protocol available? No, I do not, because detoxing is very personal and it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. So if you want to do some specific detox work, I recommend that you get with me to do a private service for that. And we can deep dive into all of that. Generally speaking, you may have to start with just lymphatic support for a while to open the drainage pathways of the body. Then you provide some liver support after that for a while, and then you go into your chemical detox supplements. It just depends. There are binders that we can use to help filter things out. And so it's very individualized. Yeah. So Marissa says, have you checked out the Purrrfectly Holistic merch? Yes, right? Y'all, that sounds very Southern. But I live in Texas, so I can say that. Marissa is the one who designed all of the Purrrfectly Holistic merch. So she is so talented, and I am so excited to have her be our designer. So definitely go check out the merch that she has put together because it's really awesome. And we have tanks on sale right now. Okay, so Laura Lee says, how can I stop Lily from locking herself in the half bath? How in the heck does she lock herself in the bathroom? Maybe you just need to have like a swinging door instead of a lock on it. That's hilarious. I would like to know how that even happens. You need the woo-woo shirt. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We got great shirts. Great woo-woo shirts. And there's more coming. She's putting on her designer hat lately and coming up with some more stuff. So she says she gets behind the door and pushes it shut. Okay, but it doesn't lock. You mean it latches and closes, correct? You could put a little kitty door flap on the bottom, cut out a little hole and put a little cat flap. Or you can just put tape on the latch. That's a great idea. Just, cover the little latch so it can't close when the door closes. You may have to warn your guests when they come over to your house. The bathroom door does not close. That's really funny. A cat door in the door. Yeah, I think a cat door in the door would be the ideal thing. I've never seen anybody do that before. That would be funny. Oh, that's great. She says, no, it doesn't latch, but she doesn't know how to open it. Well, that could be a project, Laura Lee. You could just like make that one of your blog articles. Teaching your cat to open the door that she closes. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. All right. Well, if anybody doesn't have any more questions, I hope this was fun. At least I hope this was like a highlight to your week. We'll be back again next month for more Q&A. I just wanted to do this format because I really feel like people can do it. They don't have to sign up in advance, and we can answer more questions and help more people, on a broader level than just having specific muscle testing for just a few limited people. So David says, I started a detox for Walker, and I did an in-depth analysis and designed it for him. Yep. A good way to wake up and talk about cats. Yes, because you are in Australia. Is that right? So yeah, it's already Friday where you are. That's awesome. We could talk about kitties all day long. So, okay. She says, have a sign that says fluffy concierge service, no request required. Now that's awesome. Laura Lee, there you go. That's what you need to put a sign on the back of that door. Yeah, and it's 8:30 in the morning in Victoria, Australia. Wow. That's awesome. That's what, 13 hours? 13 hours ahead? No, 15 hours ahead. I can't do the math in my head. But yeah, I think 15 hours ahead. That's awesome. That's great. Okay. Let me think. What else is going on? Don't forget the iridology workshop Saturday. There is still time to register. You guys, it will be phenomenal. I think you will be so wowed. I was wowed the first time I talked with Poppy about this. And let's see if there was anything else that I wanted to share with you guys. Other than just, I have a new website coming. I think it's tomorrow. I think we're launching tomorrow because I know they're doing the final stages today. So check out the purrrfectlyholistic.com site tomorrow and you'll get to see the new look. So we're very excited about that. Anything else? This has been great fun. Let me know if you guys need anything. You can follow us at Purrrfectly Holistic on Instagram and Facebook. And you can sign up for workshop at shop.perfectlyholistic.com. You can find merch on that site as well. Let's see if there was anything else. Our services are on there as well. So we would love to help you guys, whether it's detoxing protocols or finding a way to support immune system. Lorna, keep me posted on your baby. Sending you guys lots of love and hope you have a blessed weekend. And we'll see you guys again really soon. So thank you.